What is it with the spiritual community and semen retention and fasting? Of course, these things can help a little bit, but it's more about management than not doing something at all. If you are eating the wrong foods, then start eating the right foods at the right time. It's not all about eating, it's about timing your eating. Same with orgasm. If you are having too much sex, it's not about the sex you are having, it's about how often you are having the sex. And also, like with orgasm, how often are you having orgasms and how are you using the orgasm? Are you using the orgasm for energy to direct? Because that is a source of energy. Your orgasm is a source of energy. That's why it's so spiritual, as people call it, because it connects with the non-physical. It releases non-physical energy that was pent up inside of you and channeled into you and brings it into your aura pretty much, and it can just leave. This is the kind of energy that kind of circulates between two people or whatever when they do have sex, and it's why it's so intimate, because your energies kind of connect on a metaphysical level. So if they have bad energy, you do connect with that bad energy, and that is what is bad. So are you having sex with clean people? Are you cleaning yourself after the sex? If you can't even see or acknowledge the energy that you are interacting with, mingling with, then how do you know what you're cleaning? How do you know you're done cleaning? How do you know you were clean before you had sex with the person? It's not all about physical cleanliness. It's also about cleanliness of the soul. What is attached to your soul? You might have negative thought forms attached to your soul. You might have curses or negative energy attached to your soul that can kind of connect with the other person during intimate practices like yoga, hugging, emotional attachments, like emotional mingling, where you two go through a situation together or have a really deep conversation and you're really close. It doesn't really take much because the auras mingle while you are with the other person. And when you kind of open up to someone, you are kind of opening up your energy to their energy, like their energy field. So aura to aura, things can mingle with each other. That's why we have to be careful who we spend time with. And that's also why we give a better impression to people when we clean our auras. A clean aura will give a better impression because you will just feel better around people. People will like being around you more. It's just an extra thing on top of being a good person, as in having a good personality, good hygiene, a good look, and stuff like that. Because there's layers to attractiveness. Back to semen retention and fasting. It's kind of one of those extreme fads or like an extreme diet that doesn't really work for a lot of people because they end up either relapsing or being worse off than they were before because they took it to the extreme. These are things that are not supposed to be taken to the extreme because that is when it is unbalanced. Balance isn't just what you see in one day. Balance is what you see across all time. Or it's for a specific goal. Like balance is going to be, do you have the right thing? So it's really more about meeting standards. But balance, if you want to see it like equality, It can be something that you do for 1 week and then you switch to the other thing for the next week. So if you need a certain vitamin, say you're lacking vitamin A and you have a lot of vitamin B, you can have a lot of vitamin A 1 week and then a lot of vitamin B the next week, if you can really only afford one or the other. And then you can balance them out because you have both. You're accustomed to both now. But you might have to have half of each. That gets into numbers because that comes from a state of not being able to have enough of something. So you have to cut down. And it's going to take a bit of control, control over what you eat, control over what you do. This is all stuff that we need to manage with our willpower and even things out. But remember that it's more about meeting the standard. Are you meeting the standard for your goals? If you desire to be healthy, being healthy doesn't mean eating healthy. It means eating the right foods that you need specifically. It's individual, not a one-size-fits-all. Things that are labeled as healthy foods, they're kind of we're healthy for someone, but is it really going to be healthy for you? Maybe you already have that. Maybe you already have what the food can give you, but you need something else that a different food can give you. And maybe you need to cut down on other food groups or other specific foods and make sure you meet your flavonoid requirements, micronutrient requirements, polyphenols, vitamins and minerals. Because you might be working in a way that uses a part of your body, like your brain, so you need that part of your body to be healthy and regenerated all the time. You need it to be supported more than your other body parts because it is constantly dying because you were using it. But if you constantly regenerate it, it will never die completely. It won't shut down. But you still have to look at it holistically because that one body part is still connected to other body parts. So you kind of look at it like it is a domino effect. You support this body part, and then that's going to lead to it connecting with a different body part. So you make sure that body part is still supported, but you might not need to support it as much. You have to prioritize with your own willpower. This is where the intellect is important, because if you read about it, you might read the right thing. This is also where intuition is important. If you download the right knowledge, you can do the right thing for yourself. Try to listen to your ego here, because your ego is not a bad thing. It is you. It is your own needs. Anything that you don't need, but you think you need, isn't really your ego telling you what you need, or isn't really the ego telling itself what it needs. It's indoctrination. It's propaganda. You don't need it because it's not what's going to help you. It's what's going to help someone else, and it's what's popular. Just because it's popular doesn't mean it's what you should do. So bring ego into your everyday life in a healthy way, because there's different definitions for ego, and the main definition, as it was a long time ago, is just the self. So listen to yourself when it comes to self-healing.